So we have basically seen a basic strategy of writing a program for various patterns in two-dimensional form using this nested for loop, where we have seen that a very important observation we have seen, that is the loop of the outer loop. In a nested loop, obviously one is outer loop and one is inner loop. If I consider only two for loop is there as a nested, so the outer loop actually represents the row part and the inner loop represents the column part. So this is what this observation actually true for any other patterns you will see in the next other cases. So if I want to change this pattern a little bit, for example, one thing is here, that is number of row and number of column is actually, I'm sorry, the number of stars in a particular row does not depend upon the number of column, or the number of stars in a particular column does not depend on the number of row. What I mean to say is that in each and every row, the number of stars that you have to print is fixed, right? Is fixed. But in other patterns, maybe I can change this rule. For example, if I go for a new pattern, I want to print something like this. Suppose I want to print a pattern something like this. So one thing is clear, that in each and every row the number of stars is not same. Over here just we have seen in the previous case. Whatever, if I want to follow the same approach, then one thing is clear, I have to make a matrix first, right? So let's make a matrix first. Now you see that what about this part? You can say that this part contains some blank space. But you see one thing, that I don't need to care about the blank space in this part. The reason is that if I just number this rows and columns, row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4, and here the column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, column number 4. So the first observation we can see over here is that the star in a row is not fixed. The number of star actually. The number of star in a row is not fixed. If it is not fixed, then somehow you have to see that how this number of stars can be formulated. Okay. You see, we can see one thing, that the number of stars, one more observation, the number of stars in a row varies based on column. Because you see, in the first row only one column is, up to one column there is a star. In the second row, up to second column there is a star. In the third row, up to third column, all the stars are present. In the fourth row, up to fourth column. So basically what you have to do, you have to do one thing, that is, in the previous case, the program that we have written over here, let's write it again just for reference, that we have written a program something like for I equal to 1, I lesser than equal to n, I plus plus, and within this for loop I have a loop for j equal to 1 again, j less than equal to m, j plus plus, right? And there was something, a print statement. Basically there was a print statement, print star, right? And then printf slash n. So anyway, I'm not following the exact syntax, so just you can, I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say exactly. Anyway, so here you see this m is basically fixed whatever the value of I is. I mean, when I is equal to 1, then also you have to run j equal to 1 to m. When I equal to 2, there also you have to run this inner for loop j equal to 1 to m, right? That means how many times this printf, how many times this loop of column will actually execute, it doesn't depend on the number of row number in this case. But this is not going to be true for this program. The reason is that I don't have stars in all the, I mean, number of stars are not same for all the row, right? That is why now what you have to do, you have to somehow, that means one thing is clear, in this program, in this particular pattern, somehow this row and column are related with each other, okay, related with each other. Now how they are related, I can tell one thing, that column is related with the row, there is one choice. Another choice is the row is related with column. What I mean to say, when I am saying row is related with column, that means row is dependent on the column. Depends on the column, row will be decided. But when I am saying column is related with the column, that means column is dependent on the row. Now in this type of pattern or whatever pattern, why we have seen that we follow this approach. That means all the row will be, the first row will be clear, will be first completed, then the second row, then the third row. So if you enter in a row, you have to print all the stars or the required number of stars in that particular row. Then you can go to the next row and print the required number of stars in the second row. So when you are printing a required number of stars in some ith row, so that means as for printing the required number of stars, you are actually you know uh, basically you need a for loop, I mean some loop for printing those stars in that particular row. That means you, which is basically that means star is representing these columns, something like this. So naturally this structure, as we have seen, that structure will remain same. This will represent the for loop for row, this will represent the for loop for column, always. There is no other choice for me, because you cannot avoid this strategy. You cannot follow this strategy anytime. That is why you have to do this. Structure remains same. The difference will happen that what is this condition, that will differ. Why I am saying this? Because always remember, in any nested loop, inner loop depends on the outer. Okay, outer loop doesn't depend on inner loop. That means in a particular row, when you are writing the another for loop for printing the columns, that means the stars, then you have to decide that how this column, how many times this column for loop will run for that particular row, you have to somehow decide. And this is based on basically the maximum value m present over here. If you consider m equal to 10, it will run 10 times. If you consider m equal to 5, it will run 5 times. But you cannot write exactly m equal to 5 or 10 because this m varies, depends on the row number. For example, when I equal to 1, this m should be equal to 1 because only one star you have to print. When I equal to 2, this m should be equal to 2. When I equal to 3, then m should be equal to 3. So this m varies. So I need a variable which somehow is a dependent on this row I. That means this formula we have to find out that how it is depends on I. To realize this, obviously this for this particular problem it is very easy. But when the pattern will be more complex, it will become more difficult to directly find what will be the value. That is why what I suggest that you can do a very straightforward method. You can follow a very straightforward method. In that case, you never need to think how you will choose this variable which is related with I. Now let's see. Basically, what I will suggest that make a table. Make a table of I, J with this. That's all. Only this two table. Okay, a table which is which table. What we will enter in the table? We will enter. You see, just a minute. Let me tell you. Uh, let me show you first. What I want to enter? I want to enter the information according to this star, that is value of I representing row, this j is representing the column, that means the number of stars. That means I, when I is equal to 1, that is the first row, obviously I equal to 1, right? So when I equal to 1, how many times does j should run? The loop of j should run. J should run only 1 times because only 1 star I have. When I equal to 2, how many times this j should run again? Tell me. This is 2 times because 2 star is there, right? So 2. When I equal to 3, third row, j should for loop for j should run 3 times so that 3 stars can be printed. And when I equal to 4, j should run 4 times, right? So we have done this. Now what you have to do, you have to find, you see, what is the value of j, what is this value of j is basically some function of I, some function of I. What I mean to say is that how many times j run, that is not fixed for all the row. In this particular case, if you do the same operation, same table for I and j, I'm sorry, for I and j, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? No, there was a 3 only, right? 1 to 3. Anyway, if I consider 4, in the first loop I have 3 star. In the second row, again I have 3 star. In the third row, I have 3 star. In the fourth row, I have 3 star. In all cases, I have 3 stars. So basically, j is not a function of I in this case. J is not a function of I. But here it is not true. Here it is just opposite. You cannot keep a fixed value of j for every row. That means somehow it is related on I. So that's why I have written j must be some function of I. Now, as a programmer, beginner, basically, as a beginner, what you have to find out? What you have to find out what is the definition of this if. I mean, how you can say j equal to what equation will represent this statistics. You have to support the statistics with the equation. In this particular situation, the equation is very easy. J is basically equal to I. That's all. We can see for each and every row, whatever the value of j, the same value of I is. That's why j is equal to I. So with this equation, basically you can represent each and every row of the table. And that means I can say from this line that j will run I times for ith row. That's all. So now just for a time being, forget about all this. If I just ask you that write a program where the for loop will run 5 times, what you will do? You will simply write a for loop for I equal to 1, I lesser than 5, I plus lesser equal to 5, I plus plus. If I tell you write a for loop which will run 10 times, what you will do? Similarly, for I equal to 1, I lesser than equal to 10, I plus plus, right? That means now if I tell you that write a for loop of j which will run I times, what you will do? You will write a for loop for j equal to 1, j lesser than equal to I, j plus plus. Now what is that value of I? That is not important for j, loop of the j. Right? For a particular value of I, since in general I am saying that j loop will run I times, that means how we will write the loop of j? We will write the loop of j something like for j equal to 1, j less than equal to I, j plus plus, and within this bracket basically I will print the star. Because this is what I require. Now after printing this star, obviously I need a printf /n. Now what is this I? This I is actually the loop of, I mean variable representing a particular instance of row and which is independent. So now this for loop will come for I, and I can say that I may continue from 1 I lesser than equal to n I plus plus, which will run this times. And what is this n? This is number of row, which is basically can be an user input. What I mean to say is that if I want to place one more star in the next row, I must have something like this. Right? For the 5th row. So in that case n equal to 5, n will be equal to 5. Now you see, just make a dry run for this one. This is I, okay, this is not j. So I equal to 1, I started with 1, so let's just make a dry run. I equal to 1, 1 less than equal to 5, value of n suppose equal to 4, suppose not 5, 4. So 1 less than 4, correct, it will enter in the for loop. Now j equal to 1, j started with 1, j less than equal to I. What is value of I right now? 1. So 1 less than equal to 1, correct? It's basically true. It will enter and print a star. It will print a star. And then j plus plus. So j will become 2. Now 2 less than equal to I. I is 1. So 2 less than equal to 1 is false. Loop will break. And then the slash n will execute. So your cursor will blink somewhere here in the next line. And then the loop will run again. So now I will be incremented by 1. So now I will become 2. And it will be checked. 2 lesser than equal to n equal to 4. So 2 lesser than equal to 4. Yes, correct, true. So again it will enter in the for loop of j. And j will start from 1 again. Now here the condition is j less than equal to I, where I representing 2. That means 1 less than equal to 2. Correct? Print star. Here star is printed. J will be incremented by 1. J become 2. 2 less than equal to 2. Yes, again correct. So again another star will be printed. And then somehow j will be 3, where it will be false. And then what will happen? Printf slash n will execute, and your cursor will blink in the next line. And then the entire thing of present within the outer for loop completes. So I will be incremented by 1. So I now become 3. Now I can I think you can understand the pattern. So when I will become 3 less than equal to 4, so j will again start from 1. I'm sorry, j 1 then 2, and 3 for 3 it will be false, and then j will become 1 again. So 1 less than equal to now 3, right? So when j 1 less than equal to 3 true, then star will be printed. J will become 2 now. 2 less than equal to 3 true, printed. Now 2 after 2 it becomes 3. 3 less than equal to 3 true, print star. 4 less than equal to 3, 4 less than equal to 3 false. Loop will break, cursor will come here, I will be incremented by 1, it will become 4, 4 less than equal to 4 correct, so it will enter, and j will initialize by 1 again, right? So 1 less than equal to 4 correct, it will print. For for j equal to 2 again correct, print. For j equal to 3 again correct, print. For j equal to 4 again correct. Then j equal to 5, 5 less than equal to 4 wrong, so it will enter and your cursor blinks over here, and then I will be incremented by 1 and I become 5. Now 5 less than equal to 4 is false, the whole loop is break, and you see your pattern is printed that you wanted. So this is a way basically you can use. You see, I don't want to think that how I can represent this part within the inner for loop. Instead of this, I will simply write a table representing the pattern. From this table I can easily find out what is this equation that we are writing here. J equal to I means j I times. I times, obviously that means when you will represent this one in the equation form of condition, you have to introduce this lesser than part. That I think you can easily understand. So in this way actually we can continue with a pattern where the number of stars is not same for all the rows.